It was July 27th, 2006, a Thursday, a bright, sunny summer day in the south of Germany. Two sisters from Minnesota, Ina and Kira Johnson, and their mother, Krista, a native of Stuttgart, were visiting family as they usually did almost every summer.
It started out like just a normal day. We got up, had a great breakfast. I think we had homemade bread that was baked just that morning from freshly milled grains by my aunt Annette, Joachim's mom. We even put homemade strawberry jam on it. Joachim seemed happy. We just didn't know he was going to do that. Nobody could have known.
In America, there would have been a car chase. They'd have guns. Heck, I would use a taser in a case like this. Just don't get it.
If we could go back to that morning, I guess we would have just decided to stay home. Of course, that's easy to say now with 20/20 hindsight.
Joachim Zimmerman, Ina and Kira's cousin, the youngest of four, the son of Annette and Friedrich Zimmerman, he an eminent Lutheran pastor and deacon in the church. To understand what happened on that blue-skied summer day, we need to go back in time, way back.
Joachim war eher ein schwieriges Baby. Mir war eigentlich von Anfang an klar, dass er vielleicht nicht so ganz dem deutschen Wesen entspricht. Mit den Regeln kam er nicht so gut klar, aber seine Muskeln wie Stahl.
Joachim hat meine Töchter stark beeinflusst, das war uns schon klar. Er war ihr großes Vorbild. Sogar ihr Haarstil wurde von Joachim bestimmt. Obwohl sie gleich alt waren, ließ Ina sich sogar von ihm füttern. Uns schien, als ob sie einfach nur gut befreundet waren. Später nach dem Vorfall, da gab es keine Zweifel mehr, dass was nicht in Ordnung war mit dem Jungen. Ihm hat einfach die Aufsicht gefehlt.
Ist schwer zu erklären. Es gab keine Anzeichen, dass mit dem Jungen etwas nicht stimmte. Wir hielten ihn für normal, fast nett. Jetzt, nachdem wir wissen, was passiert ist das fast peinlich. Wir mochten ihn eigentlich recht gern. Guter Kerl an sich.
Joachim? I guess that all I can say is, Vanessa, watch out. His tantrums when he was little were legendary. We heard about them all the way across the ocean. In New York City. He's nice, but he's also, well, you know, kind of different. He had goats.
I think Joachim is cool. Did you know he had goats for pets? He had goats. In New York City, where I come from, we think Joachim is a real badass. One day I want to be like him.
Joachim Zimmerman was born on a Sunday, July 8th, 1990, only 3 weeks after his cousin Ina. In all her delicateness, Ina was one of the few who knew how to make him cry. As he grew up, family members began noticing a need for speed. He liked trains, bumper cars, fast slides, boats.
He had me run the train for him. Do you know what that means? It means you sit on your knees on the wooden floor for hours. When we were there for Christmas one year, he had me do it so much my knees hurt. He didn't allow for breaks. Imagine no breaks. I don't know, we just kind of felt like we had to do it.
And then there was a store. My first job. I didn't know I had rights. He asked me to operate that store for him. He didn't even offer minimum wage.
In America, people get paid for their work. I'm sorry that happened, Ina. This will never happen again.
Hätte eine feste Hand und viel Disziplin gebraucht. Wo waren die Eltern?
Joachim hat einen gewissen Flair fürs Unmögliche gehabt. Zum Beispiel als Kleinkind da war er ungefähr 2 Jahre alt. Er hat es geliebt, sich als Flaschner, vor allem natürlich an der Toilette, zu betätigen. Und einmal war die Toilette verstopft, erinnere ich mich, und kein Abflussstampfer konnte das Problem beheben. Als dann schließlich der Frieder, sein Vater, die Ursache hat manuell erkunden müssen, da stellt sich heraus, dass im Abfluss war eine Glasvase mit identischen Maßen. Ach, Joachim, wo waren die Eltern? Das ist wirklich unglaublich.
We used to rush down the stairs on good blankets. We just did that. Joachim didn't care.
Seriously, it's hard to explain. Rushing down the stairs on the blankets with Joachim and his brothers was a lot of fun. In those moments, we kind of forgot about the challenges he dealt us.
The emerging portrait of a rebel, a commanding presence among his family, forceful personality. Joachim knew how to get what he wanted. With parents busy and looking the other way, Joachim slowly crossed over to a side that got even darker.
Im Alter von etwa 5 war es richtig schwer, auf ihn aufzupassen. Er schlich sich immer leise davon, war dann plötzlich verschwunden.
Als er etwa 5 Jahre alt war, verschwand er im Kaufhaus in Stuttgart. Es war vielleicht der Bräuninger, ich weiß es nicht. Jedenfalls konnte seine Mutter, Annette, konnte ihn nirgends finden und auch auf einmal war keine Musik mehr zu hören im Kaufhaus. Es war wirklich komisch, es war still. Die Stille war ziemlich beunruhigend. Keiner wusste, was passiert war.
What happened indeed? The young Joachim was found behind the curtain in the store operating switches on a soundboard. He broke the code and controlled the sound in a multi-story building. The question is, where were the parents?
I'll say it again. In America, such things would never happen. I would have made sure of that.
When we went to the Mercedes Museum, that day he seemed okay. Normal. We took the train. I'd say we even had fun.
Joachim actually was a lot of fun to be with. That's why this is so difficult to understand. He just kind of did whatever he wanted to do. And that's what he did that day in the Mercedes Museum. We call it the Day of Troubles.
What happened that day? For most, it's just a haunting memory. On Thursday, July 27th, 2006, Joachim walked through the museum as anyone would, together with his cousins Ina and Kira. They enjoyed the tour, joked, and even horsed around at the time. At the end of the historical section, there it was, the showroom. A shiny red S-Class convertible proved to be too tempting for a young man who early learned to take what he wants. A young man who considers rules simply as guidelines.
He could just not be stopped.
What I remember clearly is how he opened the door to this impressive dream car. I'm not even sure he washed his hands before he did that. Then he climbed behind the wheel. I'm sure there was a verboten sign. Well, I'm pretty sure.
It's hard for me to go back to that day. Most days I try to forget. He got into that car, sat behind the wheel, then we heard. Like something fell from the ceiling. A piece of plastic, probably worth thousands of euros. Something took over. And well, we just had to get out of there.
We were too scared to say anything. Never talked about it until now.
This should never have happened. I just don't understand. I mean, who does this?
Who does this indeed? In the end, we are only left with questions. Who is this man, Joachim Zimmermann? Is he a man who wrecks expensive cars? A man who plugs toilets? or a man who silences multi-story department store PA systems? What kind of man is Joachim Zimmermann really? Do any of us truly know him? And what of poor Vanessa, a woman whose fate it is to be entrusted with the care and feeding of Annetta's and Friedrich Zimmermann's youngest son? Has she married a goat-loving, stair-surfing muscle man? Will she be able to tame this man who has a knack for ruthlessly overworking others? Has she bitten off more than she can chew? Only time will tell. We hope Vanessa has the strength and patience for whatever lies ahead. We join with all of you in wishing Joachim and his bride Vanessa much happiness, joy, and a blessed, beautiful life together.